Hi everyone. In today's pseudo lecture, we'll be discussing split brains, more specifically how people with split brains operate and react to certain stimuli. But let's go over some relevant anatomy first, the most basic of which is the two hemispheres of the brain, most notably the right and left. Now see, this sounds basic, but once you add in something known as contralateralization, the phenomenon in which the neural trackways cross over the brainstem, it makes it more complicated as my right hand is being operated by my left, and so is my speech. In split brain patients, something known as the corpus callosum, a region of white matter within the brain connecting the two hemispheres, is cut. And this results in a myriad of different things, most notably the disconnection of visual pathways, which typically connect due to this region of the brain, but no longer can due to the cutting of it. This effect can be seen in Michael Gazzaniga's experiments, in which patients would be shown something in their left eye, their right hemisphere, and were asked to draw it. They could, but they could not recall or say what they had seen, as those parts of the brain are in the left hemisphere, which, as you could tell, did not see what they had drawn or what the word was. Gazzaniga also did similar experiments in which patients would be shown something in their left eye, such as a spoon, and then asked to pick up the corresponding object. Their left hand could, but their right hand could not, and they could not verbalize what they had been shown or what they were holding, as those two halves of the brain were not communicating with one another. Now say we're doing a hypothetical test in which I am the right hemisphere of the brain, in this case controlling the left half of the body, and I am shown the words butter plus fly on a screen. If I'm using the plus sign as a focus point, I can only see the word butter and therefore would point to the corresponding image. If I were the left hemisphere, I could only see the word fly and would then point to the corresponding image of a housefly. This is due to the fact that the neural pathways and the visual pathways are not connected in the two hemispheres, meaning that the information is not being sent between each eye and therefore between each hemisphere of the brain. Now, a recent Oxford study has shown that this may no longer be the case for whatever reason. Patients were able to not only point to something with both hands, click a button to say yes with both hands, but were also able to verbalize something that they had only seen with their right hemisphere, their left eye. Whether this contradicts Michael Gazzaniga's research is unproven even according to the study itself, but it showcases that some patients can in fact retain the ability to process information across both sides of the brain without necessarily having them connected. Thank you for attending this pseudo lecture, and citations are in the description.